today, but it's April 3rd. It's a Wednesday. We're nearing the end of the week. Things have come down to a close. And so with that, got the world card in the left hand. And I thought, hey, let's just, since I pulled it before I pushed the button, it felt like kind of out of sequence and there was a little bit more time to get a little bit more of a wild card. And so my right hand got the Priestess of Swords inverted. So that's the Queen of Swords inverted. This one is, I don't know, it felt like a little weird. Like I got a little mixed messaging. Maybe somebody's embarrassed about me or something. I don't know. If anybody is fucking embarrassed about me, well, shame on them. Let me tell you that, okay? Nothing to be embarrassed about. So that, I think that's the reason why I got these two cards. First, I was questioning it a bit because this song came on my feed and it says something. This is the first time I've ever heard of the song, of the artist, and the, whatever. Like, I don't know how long it's been around for, but anyway, it's like, don't post about me or us or something like that. And I know, just like any other topic, especially if it's like a happy one, and to ensure my safety, my well-being, it's just life. I think that's what people should expect about me when they're crossing paths with me. It's their fucking time. So anyway, welcome back, my most ethical light and love crew, my cream crew, angels of light and love, doing your thing, doing the mostest, and being the best host and hostess. So I was a little worried. And then I started using these cards to, okay, Four of Wands, that's good. Home and hearth. Okay, so this is a good home. I have good intentions, obviously. Let me tell you. Okay, should I tell them about it? Give me a sec. I feel like I should. It's the Judgment card. It's inverted. Yeah. You know, karma's coming. Straight up. Rainbow. At the end of the other side of that rainbow is moi. It is me. That means I'm a pot of gold. Okay, so I had this screen up from somebody that I got, like, I got it maybe over a year, maybe a year ago, when somebody was moving in my city, but like moving like basically across the street from their old home. And I got it from somebody who is around this kind of stuff, and like, so he's around people with money or whatever, so he basically gave it to me for free, possibly at a negative, because when you're de-installing, when you I didn't really have, I really did not have much money at all, like seriously. Back during those days, I was like fast food, working at that, trying to apply to like, I don't know how many jobs. Anyway, yeah, so when you deinstall it, I don't know, but that would probably it's like I paid him for his labor to deinstall it from his wall. So anyway, because my ex took like all of the electronics and all of like the large scale, anything that really had the most financial value that could be removed from the house, he did take. I mean, I guess you could consider, like, I don't know, the washer, dryer, refrigerator, I don't know. It decreases in value. It depreciates after what, over 10 years of having it. So I was like, I can't, that's negligible, right? Anyway, with the TV, I was like, I don't even freaking watch TV. It's fine. Whatever, it's good. And so, but I was like, I have voice. I want to be able to play video games with them. I want to be able to, like, you know, just have that option. And so I got it for basically a steal, but it's been sitting on the floor in our living room for about a year now, because I was so worried about how to install this and that, and like making a mistake. Can you believe that? just sitting around like a freaking sitting duck. Duck, duck, goose, finally. After a year. Can you believe that? And we kept talking about it. My older son and I kept talking about, like, we got to really do this. We got to do this. Like, it just is so much added, like, bullshit on the feng shui that, like, day after day after day after month after, you know, like, and not doing anything about it except talking about it. And it wasn't like, wouldn't it be nice, or it's going to be nice, or this and that. And it's like, okay, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And then we thought about, like, okay, do we have drills? No, because he took them. Do we have, you know, do we have enough to get this or that? And yeah, that's what happened. And then we just motioned towards it, and I thought we were going to inch our way through. And yesterday I was like, it's just good enough that we got the drill out and start charging it. It's okay. We can push it to tomorrow. It's okay if you want. It's fine. And because I don't like to kind of corner my kids into, like, doing shit. But he was like, no, it's good. So it took us hours because it was trial and error. But we did it. And now, like, it wasn't just that. It was just like one thing after the other that made things so much better. And so it's like that year that had passed, it's fine because we got the things done. It was completely just like a whole new day. Anyway, why did I want to say that? I don't know. Maybe it had something to do with you. I don't know. But, bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. This is good. This is great. Yeah, the wheel is in my favor. See, all these planets are aligned. I didn't know this one had, like, planetary stuff on it, but obviously it does. Things are coming together, one after the other. For sure, for sure. So, yeah, I was a little worried. It's like, oh, is this person now being, or anybody now that I'm realizing it, are they embarrassed of me, about me? If so, I think they've got a lesson or 2 or 12 to learn. You know, I won't take it personal. It's fine, except if it's like the person that I'm supposed to, you know, get to know. And if that's the case, then I'll make sure. I can't force them to learn their lesson. There's plenty of fish out there. In fact, I don't want just your ordinary fish. I want octopus level. I respect octopus. I don't. Let me tell you a factoid. I don't eat octopus because I respect them that much. I think it's inhumane. I mean, anybody else can, you know, do their thing with their own lives or whatever. But for me, I don't feel right. I feel like it's unethical. I respect them too much. All right. So, oh yeah, the undercurrents. Priestess of the undercurrents. All right. So what do you want to say? Archangel Michael. Huh? Tigger has, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's a fucking octopus. It hit the world card. That is weird. That's weird. Out of all of the cards that are in here, this is the only one with the octopus in it. That is strange. It's 8 of Cups in reverse. It's a comeback. It has very much like is a worldly universal point of view, and it's straight up correct. Dude, I've totally forgot there's a freaking octopus in this deck. But again, putting out the feelers, same thing, feelers, but this is a more highly adapted type of perspective and integration. Like, you gotta respect that sentience for sure. So that's insane. And each arm is basically like a starfish. They can regenerate without even like noticing that they have regenerated. It's flawless regeneration. That's what that is. And they can think independently. So it's like each arm has its own freaking brain. That's what I learned recently in the past, I don't know, 2 weeks or so. So anyway, it's not that I have not ever tried octopus, but before even getting to know what their totem is all about, I remember going out to eat with somebody that I used to work with when I was working with him, just kind of like get to know people. You know, I thought it would be fine in the whole like, you know, non-office environment. I thought, okay, stop being so uptight, Tina. You can get to know people. It's okay. And that person totally is like not right. But you know, you learn by getting yourself out there, and it's okay. But like he liked octopus, so I was like, I liked something, and then he was gonna go ahead and try it, and he wasn't like all into that, and then I tried whatever he was liking, and octopus was one of them, and I wasn't into it. I didn't like the no, number one, I just didn't, I don't know, it's like, but why? And when I was like, why not try it, just whatever, but like I just didn't feel right really with it, especially after learning more about them. It just is like, why? It just feels like a kind of like a power play. Like, who's the most evolved one? I get to, you know, I don't know. So I didn't. Anyway, that's telling me it's righteous. That's insane. Anything else? Okay, that's a hopper. It's temperance. Yeah. It's being well balanced. Making sense out of your own feelers. That's what it is, you know. Temperance is managing your own feelings based on what you download. It's being open and receptive to that, and also being able to gatekeep what comes through. So sometimes you give a damn, sometimes you don't, but the filtering is there. And you know, as needed, when needed. But again, we're looking at bodies of water here, and the feelers. They are connection points. Interesting. Okay, so now this reading, okay, about being all sprung. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Why would you, like, why would you want to take backseats with that? And I understand, I don't mean to, like, talk about everything. I'm just supposed to share the common goodness of like the things that bring out the best. Okay, so that's, I don't really do this, especially in this content, to make friends. Like, oh, what's going to get me closer to this or that? That's no. I'm just reading the cards and being excited about my life. Yay. Whatever I can. Okay, so Tigger needs to go somewhere with all that sprungin. So what is this? The Shaman of Wands. Now that is that is the King of Wands. Talk about Tigger. Nine of Wands in reverse. Oh, you know what this one? It's the recoil. So it's not showing up. It's about the recoil. You know how spring like condenses before it gets all sprung. This dude is about to get sprung. Okay, this whatever fell in my lap is like quite a bit. Are we gonna read all of that? Well, it's the Eight of Pentacles, putting some work into it. Oh, dude, this person is about to launch. And it takes some work to, you know, work on that resistance before it gets catapulted. And, you know, if I want to say like, hey, I'm playing single ladies and this is just me, that's what I'm doing. It takes some work, let me tell you. Anything else you want to say, Archangel Michael? Today, the past few days, I took it pretty easy. I was like, okay, remember your position. Remember your primary position. If they're going to double talk your role and say it's one thing, but it's not this, but it's this, and it's highly important, but it doesn't deserve this or this and that, like with all of these regulations. And, you know, if there's going to be that much said about it, oh, there's 15 minutes on the clock. I thought I was going on forever. But, you know, don't let them play you like that. They've played along long enough. It's been 5.5, 6 months or so. No. I'm wising up, speaking up, making things like snapping out of the hypnotist, brainwashing, whatever it is that they're, whatever, okay? So, with that, I was like, okay, I'm still being like a badass admin, even on the very primary level. Like, I know I fucking am. And so, let's just give them, let's just do that, okay? Making up for the all wrinkles that needed to be ironed out when it was sold as a wrinkle-free shirt. You know what I mean? Let's do this. Okay, so time to get all sprung. It's okay. And I'm really just making sure I am not being in love for the sake of being in love. You know what I mean? Like, can I just enjoy my life? Can I do that? Is that allowed? I should hope so. 5 of Pentacles inverted. 2 of Pentacles reversed. 6 of Swords reversed. And 10 of Swords upright. That's crazy. What's going on here? Well, let's see here. We have 2 that are in Pentacle energy, earthly energies, 2 in Swords energies, thoughts, air, wind. What are we doing, huh? What are we doing here? Is this a Santa Ana winds? Because it certainly feels like it, but it's not, because 6 of Swords is a calm. But there's... Oh... You know how like in jobs or like people get like really kind of racist when it comes to the fear of losing their own job because they're outsourcing or whatever. I don't know why I'm called to say it like that, but I for here they are insourcing things that like judgment, like, you know, like things that need to be weighed internally. So they're insourcing, they're like, hold on. You remember when I talked about the chillest auditor ever? I think this is what's happening here. There's a mouthful right here of yeah, things are being weighed out in the calm. You know how, okay, this is what I'm understanding here, because this is kind of complex for me in its combination, because I'm not used to seeing this combo of minor arcana energy, okay? Oh gosh, angels, help me figure this out, because I just about forgot it. It just slipped me. Oh, okay. You know when they say like the test of someone's true character is when they're not like doing so great. For this, I've already got the background. Like I've had to be very resourceful in the bare bones type of approach, like not doing much with, like, you see how small that table is? Yeah. And that's a preparer's table. That's not a table to like sit and eat at, honestly. So things are being weighed in the calm of things. So they're saying they're testing people's character in this like commercial break, basically, on how like things are on its norm, you know, like the, I don't want to say flatlined, like the equilibrium, the normal state of how things are when like the agents of like aggregates of change are not there. So they want to see, they're checking to see what it's like when the dynamic of like the plus and the minus of when people are in and out of office, remote working or traveling or this and that. So that's what's happening. Yay! What does this have to do with the Sprung thing going on? All sprung. So, you know, when you really love, like admire, adore, just really appreciate other sentience out there, individual, group level, or whatever, passed away, beyond the veil, or right here and now, you pay attention to that stuff. It's the love language of passive service. And so that observation means a great deal. You get to learn a lot about what's really happening, that sometimes there's no real, like the words don't do it justice. Because people wonder like why I swear a lot, why I cuss a lot. And, you know, I don't let it get to me, because you don't have to be here, right? You don't have to be listening. Who sat you down over here? You know what I mean? And number two, or even number one, you don't even know me. You don't know what kind of hardships I've had to go through. You don't know. Even if I tell you, you're like, yeah, so what? The certain luxuries that I have sometimes are going to the grocery store. And how sometimes I have to mediate whether or not I'm tempered or disciplined enough, because sometimes, like, I'll look at myself as though I'm the temperance card in reverse, because like I will go out and grab a treat. And so because of the other end of the spectrum of what I had just mentioned. So the fact that I don't have any particular outlet, like you know, I don't do drugs, I don't do a lot of things, and not saying that like I don't know. I think cussing is quite acceptable with how I do. So there's that, you know. Anyway, so I have to, like, you know, think to myself, 3 of Pentacles. And And, you know, even as I explain that to people who, you know, question me, I know that's like, why waste my time? They could give a shit less, you know? And that's fine. But, like, I don't really... The way I process it is just for the practice of processing it, the value in processing it myself, you know? So it doesn't really matter to me substantially what their takeaway is. It's like, what's mine after, as it's going through it, as it's proceeding till like it's processed. So there's that. Yeah. Okie dokie, what hit the Three of Pentacles? It's the Seven of Swords in reverse. Bloop. The Eight of Swords in reverse, that's nice. The Magician. Bloop. The Chariot card. Bloop. The Son of Pentacles. That's the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Bloop. The Ace of Swords. Bloop. And the Seven of Pentacles. Bloop. This is nice. This is good. You know, just what we talked about here. You know. So again, another variation of 15 swords, the 7 and the 8 here, both in reversal. Again, it's the devil energy, strewn down like the deviations into the minor arcana of that sword energy, you know. So no bullshit, no holding me back, because that's what the magician is great at doing, just processing. Yep, tally-ho, put the horse before the carriage, for sure. And guess what happens after that? Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The delivery is made. Bullseye! Do you see that? Bullseye. Bullseye, even with a freaking dart. Let me see. Transformation. Tweet, tweet, says the butterfly. And here we are, just chilling out here. This is the Empress in her birthday suit, just chilling, sunbathing. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, this is chilling. This is good. So yeah, there's that. That's good. So I hit the Three of Pentacles. It's work put in, whether paid or not. That's how I do. And you know what? When you do something like this, it already contributes to your vacation time. It contributes to progressive health and wellness. You know what I mean? So you're, in essence, I'm expanding my lifetime. I am working towards my centennial good life. It's good. Yep. So all sprung, you know, it's launching forward, you know, whether there's a love story in it with somebody else or not. You know what I'm talking about, the romantic versus like the jovial. It's all good. You know? So, what do we want to say here? That's good. Yeah. What else? What hit it? The Ace of Wands inverted, and it hit the Temperance card. This is an absolute breakthrough for sure. Hitting the Temperance thing that we just talked about and rolling right on top of the Eight of Cups. This is a comeback. This is a rebirth. Betrothal. Something about betrothal. Because I almost said rebirthal. But yeah, it's what is it? A betrothal? What? Basically being crowned for how that was handled. That was like it's turning up the, where you like reach it and you're like, king me. For this, with how that was handled, with that story that anecdote about temperance, and the evolution of the octopus on the 8 of Cups in reverse, you see, the evolution of temperance, yes, the comeback, and this hitting it, that's telling me that, it's, what is it, a rebirth, betrothal, what did they say? I forgot what they said. Oh, turning up the temperature, the degrees, turning it up a notch so that hatchling hatches. It was, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back, that extra degree of like being put in the hot seat and feeling that stuff and processing it, grown for sure. The cosmic egg has hatched. And you know what? When I think a chick or a bird hatches, especially the little chickens, the first person that they see, the first sentience that they see, it's an imprint. So it's already like mommy daddy energy, which means that like with the experiences that I've had, have already created imprints. Like that is what led to this, you know? So I can't feel sorry for myself. You know, even though like I feel sad that there's certain things that are abnormal to experience in the city that I live in, or even at the age that I'm at, and how hard I've worked. Feeling like I should not be experiencing those difficulties with how I've conducted myself. I can't feel sorry for myself. It's just, you know, a lot of frustration, but you know, you turn up the heat. 8 of Wands inverted, for sure. The universe has spoken to me. It's time to break through. And so it is. Yeah. Okay, a final thing that you want to say, Archangel Michael. Spirit, what do you want to say to Archangel Michael? Oh, the 6 of Wands in reverse, and the Son of Swords extroverted. So that is moving really fast. What's coming? The victorious one. Yeah. Yep. It's Kali. Do you see that? She's hidden there. She's hidden there. This is the World card twofold. You see how they're holding batons? This is double the World card. Kali never fails. Shaman of Death, so that's the King of Pentacles right there. The Crone energy, or the Hermit card, extroverted. Son of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands in reverse. The Lover's card in reverse. 9 of Cups in reverse. The Hierophant. 3 of Wands extroverted. 7 of Wands in reverse. And the 5 of Swords. A major one up. But you know, the wonderful thing about this is that there's several storylines that could fall into this, and I don't really care to, well, let me take the highest hand in this, okay? Okay, so let me talk about reality here, okay? I have huge supporters here, an array of supporters. But my best ones are people who respect their environment, okay? Respecting all sentience that's beyond them, okay? Without saying like, it went over my head, you know? So there's a humble nature in not just it's an overall welcoming to sentience. So it's not like, how do I say it? It's humbled in its effects of learning and commerce is what they're saying. I just feel there's an overall sense of like welfare and well-being with this King of Pentacles. But it's definitely a boss energy that is conscientious of what they leave behind in this world, what their overall imprint is. So they go through the forest. They notice the forest, they see it for its beauty and its mystery, and they go right through it, even if it's a freaking Amazon. So this is like an adventurer for sure. So those are my absolute best supporters. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, or the crazy town, there are people who are very like stuck like glue. Yeah, stuck like glue. I don't know. I heard Elvis Presley, stuck on you. I don't know. But anyway, player energy, absolute player energy, like loop-de-loo, a little much. Yep. I don't think they realize what can make them happy. And I've just shown them a piece of a different pie, and they're loving that pie. They want to know the recipe. In fact, they don't give a shit about the recipe. They just want that pie. So I got that also there, but I just, you know, that's tricky energy. You know what I mean? Like they can only hold a position for so long. So even if they mean well, it might not always be for the best reasons. So still some lessons to learn. But meanwhile, they're contributing to the processing, the digestion of what is happening for me on a universal level. Okay? So we all play our parts here. Okay? And, you know, fussing with me is going to inevitably lead towards your growth. And that's what the Hierophant is here for. It's a matter of principle, universal principle. All right? 3 of Wands, extroverted, followed by the 7 of Wands in reversal. There's definitely a humbling effect. Everybody's going to get what's due to them. 3 of Wands, extroverted. It's humbling with a 1-up energy in the backpacking right there. Yep. So there's a reality part of it, okay? The best hand that I can depict here is not, I still maintain that kind of wonderful, wonderful backing here. Immediate support backing. Just so solid and good. Meanwhile, instead of player energy, I do have secret admirer energy. Okay? Under wraps, we don't talk about it. We don't disclose, like, we don't drop names. No. This is secret supporter energy because there's an absolute love, but we need to protect each other's happiness. On the daily, you know, on a daily grind. So there's that. Again, a matter of principle. There's a sense of commitment on a community level. Like, we have common goals. Let's just get at them. Like, I don't ask you who you vote for. I don't ask you what charities you contribute to. I don't ask you about those choices that you make when it comes to investments in your life. I allow you to share them with me. I don't put you on the spot and, you know, in this awkward position of whether it's PC or not. I mean, I want to talk about that stuff. I can still, I still kind of do that with people just because I am who I am, but I don't, that's the principle of that, okay? Yeah, we don't like kiss and tell. That's the energy behind that, okay? So 5 of Swords, this is a 1-up energy. This is fighting the fight. Knowing that there's going to be some sore losers and no pain, no gain. So there's sores on both ends. You know, how do I say it? There's a sense of pain on both sides. Yeah. But they're different energies. I mean, the highest hand would be worker bee energy right here, right? Everybody doing their part. So there's because we do things differently and because we have different elements in our lives that convey different trials. There's pain expressed in the beehive mentality. So like whether you're working on the south end or the east end of this beehive, there are still like aggression points to our atmosphere. So it's fighting different fights, but in the same war. You know what I mean? So together we are winning the war. Executing at different parts of the interval. Okay, so bottom of the deck is Priestess of Cups inverted. So I think the truest form, like the most raw data that we can rely on is our own experience. So being able to resource that most immediately, insourcing, the better. Yeah. You know, I'm going to tell you something. When I had that talk for my like 3-month review, it was very informal, and like I told you, we've talked about it. My expression was, I am worth more, so I want to do something more than what this just is. And even for just talking about this, I am excellent at what I do, and you know that. So I would like to have a raise. I am asking if there's any way that I could possibly get a raise. And with that, a substantial one. And this is not like, how do I say it? Even because they've told me from like day one that they could make up whatever that they want to. They could make different roles. Like they did that for another person that was there. Actually, at least 2 other people that were there. They just made up a role. And so I don't understand with what I've seen out there why they didn't work towards that for me, especially with how they built things up to that point. And So I couldn't think of any role or whatever. And we were searching for an analyst. And they were running me around in circles. So like I had to detail out, they were just making up bullshit like tasks. We were on this for like 2 to 3 months on the search. And so there were times where I would spend almost the full day, like consecutive days, doing data entry on all of these people, just like all of these submissions, like 150 submissions, I think. Just so that they could glaze eyes over it. And they asked me for my opinion on which ones would be a good fit. And then they would like say that like they don't really, I don't know, like treat me like my opinion didn't matter. And sometimes they did. And then like it was just, I don't even know what game they were playing at. But then like I would have to, if you're talking about somebody who's absolutely technical, they have a shit ton of things that they have done. So for each and every single person, I'd have to like plot, like I'd have to data enter them until the point like when I would time it and they would see the results like day after day or whatever. Like, don't you want to like reduce the amount of work that is involved if you're not interested ultimately in these people? You know what I mean? Like, can't we just kind of narrow it down? Like people who don't even live in the same county, or like, what do you like, who don't even live in the same state? Like, can you help? You know, can you just kind of work on that? And they didn't until I was like at the very, very, very end. And it's like been, I don't know, 2 weeks or more working at this, working hours after hours after hours, and I'm 72 words per minute. And like processing it, like doing the, what do you call it? The math on how many years of experience with the gaps in between and this and that, like, and then my opinions on each, like, I don't even know what I don't know what game they were playing, seriously. But the fact is, like, what I'm getting at is that they did not try for me to even be considered in that position. Even though, like, I'm not going to talk poorly on the person that was selected, because I actually appreciate his presence. So I'm not going to like, I'm not going to say anything. I mean, it might be a little early to say this or that, but I can say that from what I've sensed, he hasn't done the kind of shit that the females have done to me since day one. So, nowhere near any of that. So there's that. Okay. But the fact is that like, I wasn't even considered for anything above that, like senior admin, executive assistant, office manager. You know, I wasn't considered for anything. Like, and yet they were. So anyway, like I would have to say, if I had to formalize on the record, you know, write it up, like doing an auditor, getting out of my own shoes and like looking at it as if it was somebody else, I would have to say that I'm severely disappointed in those mechanics and their chosen way of operating. And I'm just looking at one slice of that pie. If you look at all the other facets, dude, like, but if I'm just like looking at the clean slate and just that, I would say that I'm severely disappointed. Like, if I had to be fair, the way they conducted that, that's a disappointment. Like, you can't really say, that's not good leadership. And I know each of them, like, if they swap shoes, they would say the same thing. I don't know about the person who's currently my boss in writing, but I know for a fact that the other one would. They would know for sure. Otherwise, may God strike him dead. Like, seriously, he knows. He knows that was not right. He knows. If he lies, like, it's one of those things where you say, like, God strikes me now, you know, like, that's something. I never ever use that phrase, but for that particular thing, it strikes me correct to say that. Like, if he lied on that, if he disagreed with me on that, that phrasing would be accurate. Holding spirit to it. What do you want to say about that, Archangel Michael? Like, it's okay. Like, I'm not saying it out of hate. Like, I'm saying it out of the absolute truth to what I know this to be. So you just let me know. Like, what, if you want to say anything else to that or add, subtract, or whatever to it, you just, it's okay. 4 of Pentacles hitting the Knight of Swords. Kind of reversal, but also starting off extroverted. So, 4 of Pentacles is about ownership. It's about accountability. But in its aggravated form, like super accentuated, it talks about greed. It talks about selfishness. Two of Swords in reverse. The road is unblocked. The coast is clear. So the Shaman of Swords is upright, facing the Knight of Swords accentuated. So this King of Swords is moving quickly to block whatever type of greed is expressed in this nature. So the road is clear for me, the coast is clear for me, but somebody is going to be forced to take accountability. This is done on a private level. You see? Kind of closed door. I think it's kind of like to save face. Because for this particular character, it could really extinguish him. So it's kind of like when someone is kind of like, dude, I am not even going to say, because that could mean several things. Bottom of the deck, Priestess of Wands. It's the Queen of Wands. A strong one. With the rainbow energy right behind her. It looks like she's holding, instead of a wand, it looks like she's holding a mini guitar. Like, you know, like about to like thrash it, you know, like a rock star. It's the first time I've seen it like that. She is a witch of the deck. I mean, you could see the High Priestess also as a witch, but she's definitely splitting to here. 4 of Swords. This is allowing things to like just sit and think. This is, what is it? The food for thought. That's what that is. Giving something to chew on. Top of the deck, no secret. The Hanged One, which is the just looking at things objectively from what has been conveyed. Okay, so I'm going to remove that. Actually, So that's food for that. Okay, what is your takeaway? Ten of Wands in reverse. So releasing burdens. Okay. Let's get a clarifier for that. I feel like there's something more to that. Three of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's releasing the burdens of what cannot be celebrated. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So what is my takeaway? Like what's not tolerated even? Yeah. Nine of Pentacles in reverse. That could be codependence. But it could also mean what? I mean, why would I get that? Traditional charge of the star goddess. This is knowing thyself and the power of thyself. The mysteries of sentience surrounding. So this is, I wanted to say interdependent, but then that would be more like inverted. But this is looking at yourself like a star. Because Nine of Pentacles, it's basically independence, but like hangman type of view. So it's ultimate independence. Again, if we're having the hangman as no secret here, it's being absolutely objective. So if the Nine of Pentacles card in upright is independence, then this is an absolute star. This is star energy for sure. With that as a supporting card, I mean, the other point of it, okay, on a macrocosmic view, is that I'm not the only sentience here. There are other stars here for sure. And so the codependency of each other's light is just kind of a galactic offering of basically cosmic feelers. You know? So there's that. I like it. It's good. Now that we've been in here for like an hour, we're done. So now that this reading is officially over, I thank all my sponsors, all my supporters, all donations provided in light and love. I appreciate it. I feel kind of weird about this reading. Like I divulged a lot. It feels like, dude, the Empress inverted. No, you got to feel right about what you're doing, Tina. That's who you are. Like, you should know it. You should look at yourself in the face and say, this is your fucking world. You have taken command of your ship and your shit. And that's the most that you can do. Okay? You've done beautifully. Look at yourself in the mirror through all that the landscape of what you have created. It is good. Okay? We're good here. Thank you. So upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with the sequence of rollout in light and love. I close the portals in this reading.